Aboroboye, Aboshishe. Greetings, greetings, good afternoon. It's I, Ifakolade, Omilade of Sacred Waters Healing Temple, your mother of Sacred Waters Healing Temple, the artist of Sacred Waters Healing Temple, the medicine woman of Sacred Waters Healing Temple, the everything behind it. I love this program and the consistency that I myself have been pulling up and just being able to study and really bring about all of the essence of what Sacred Waters Healing Temple is all about. And today I want to bring to you my study of Ìròsùn Méjì. I've been sitting with the Olódùs over the last several days in honor of Tawere. And in Tawere, just observing the Olódùs for myself and through my own interpretation of what the Olódù is about. We understand that the Olódù is a sacred corpus of Ifa Isheshe. It is a binary system that offers divination for seekers. The Olódù speak of over thousands and thousands of different verses. And so in of these thousands of verses today, I bring with you the verses that I found of Ìròsùn Méjì. Ìròsùn Méjì speaks of a bird that represents visibility and vulnerability. Birds are seen before they are protected or even heard sometimes. This Olódù deals with people who are highly visible, admired, talked about, watched, and sometimes even targeted. The lesson of this Olódù being represented by a bird is that it is not always about the bird itself, but it's about being seen without having to guard your spirit. In this Olódù, Ìròsùn Méjì is about what is exposed. What is exposed before it has even been cultivated, before it has been developed fully. It comes with this rawness and it comes with its curiosities. It teaches that not everything should be shown, but instead sacred and kept from the world. Some things are meant to be kept to oneself. Some things require time, covering, patience, and protection. When the texts speak of sacrifices, they are talking about cost, exchange, discipline, not as animal sacrifices. Ìròsùn Méjì always asks, what are you willing to give up to hold what you are meant to carry? And that's the key. When I think about Ìròsùn Méjì in today's modern times, this morning I sat with it and I thought, Ìròsùn Méjì and those that I know who have this Olódù are not loud and obnoxious. They are studious. They are individuals that are seeking constantly. They are educators and librarians. They are individuals that are deep thinkers. And they are really, really, really deep about community. This Olódù does not announce itself with chaos or spectacle, thoughts. It arrives quickly like the twilight. And when the sun hasn't fully appeared yet, it presents itself during the mid as the sun is rising. Like the birds, like when they say the early bird gets the worm. Ìròsùn Méjì is old golden dusk. It is ancient. It is enriched of the earth, something ancient that has settled with layers of accumulation of wisdom and knowledge that have settled over time. This Olódù carries majesty, not because it seeks power, but because it endures. It represents spiritual wealth that is inherited, protected, and heavily responsible. Ìròsùn is born of Nani and Akasan, the forces of depth and structure, and it places itself in the middle of the world, in the middle of the sea. Not at the surface where things dwell, things that are obvious, but at the bottom where things are mysterious and dark. Usually where pressure exists and where balance must be maintained. In this Olódù of confession, not in the sense of shame, but in the sense of truth telling, what has been hidden eventually asks to be acknowledged. What has been avoided eventually asks to be forced. Ìròsùn Méjì is ruled by Mercury, the planet of metal, communication, movement, and exchange. That means words matter here. Decisions matter, timing matter, and what you say, who you say it to, and when you say it can either protect you or expose you. This Olódù teaches that wealth does not arrive casually. Destiny does not settle into careless hands. If you inherit influence or have resources of knowledge or visibility, you have to inherit it responsibly. Continuous sacrifice here does not mean constant suffering. It means continuous adjustments. You are always being asked to readjust, realign, recenter. Ìròsùn Méjì resonates deeply with the ocean with Olókun because the ocean holds light at the surface and darkness beneath it. There is sunlight dancing above, and there is a graveyard of ships down below. Both exist at the same time. No one truly knows what is at the bottom of the sea, and that's the lesson. There are always unknown elements in life, in people, in success and love, in power. And Ìròsùn Méjì warns against arrogance. It reminds us that humility and curiosity are survival skills, not weaknesses. Just because something looks calm does not mean it is shallow. Economically, Ìròsùn Méjì warns of fluctuation, highs and lows, sudden gains followed by sudden losses, of vigilance and not being maintained. This Olódù teaches that prosperity must move with cycles. You cannot force harvest out of season. You cannot ignore warning signs and expect stability. Without obstacles, there is no success. Ìròsùn Méjì does not glorify struggle, but it makes something very clear. Resilience is earned through pressure. You are valued not because life was easy, but because you learned how to stand when it wasn't easy. Physically, this Olódù speaks to visions and the nervous system. It teaches that stress, overstimulation, and emotional distress must be managed. Grabbing my charger really quick. There you go. It teaches that stress, overstimulation, and emotional overload manifest in the body. Fire and lightning here symbolizes intensity, fast thoughts, quick decisions, haste reactions, sharp emotions without regulation. The system burns itself out. This Olódù encourages preventative care, rest, grounding, and restraint. You are not meant to live in constant alert. You are warned against flight and fight and arguments. In this Olódù, when it comes to relationships, Ìròsùn Méjì brings depth, intensity, attraction, and complexity. People under this influence are often admired, desired, and respected, but also misunderstood. Emotional conflicts arise when truth is withheld or when pride overrides honesty. Open communication is not optional here. Silence becomes a trap. Ìròsùn Méjì teaches that popularity without boundaries is dangerous. Your it's imperative that those that come with this Olódù guard their health, their mind, and their spirit. Feed your intellect, nourish your emotional world, stay in alignment with your spiritual principles. Those who walk with this Olódù often experience moments of discouragement, losing interest, feeling drained, questioning their path. And the teaching here is not to push harder, but to pause and realign. Calmness is the movement. This Olódù reminds us that life is not easy, and it was never promised to be. Achieving what you are meant to achieve will require more than average effort. Man proposes and God disposes is not a warning, it's a reminder of humility. Ìròsùn Méjì is associated with Olódù, with sweetness and attraction, but also with emotional accountability. Gratitude is a spiritual obligation here. So is silence when provoked. Arguments are traps in this Olódù. Words spoken in anger can follow you for years. Dreamers, visionaries, people who receive messages through sleep and intuition are often marked by Ìròsùn Méjì. The responsibility is not just to receive insight, but to live responsibly with it. The pataki that comes with this Olódù speaks of two soldiers. Once there were two soldiers in the court of the king, Oba. One was content and the other one was envious. Whenever the envious soldier asked the king for something, he received only a little. Whenever the other soldier asked, he received double. The king saw the envy growing and decided to test its depth. One day, the Oba called them both and said they could ask for anything that they desired, but the envious soldier had to ask first. The man smiled, believing he had finally gained advantage. He thought carefully. If whatever he asked for would be double for his companion, then warning himself slightly would be the message to he was convincing himself that maybe he could ask to harm himself and that whatever he received it would be in double to his companion. So he asked for one of his eyes, one of his own eyes, to be removed, and the Oba agreed. But instead of blinding the other man, his companion, completely, both soldiers lost their sight. When injustice was revealed, higher authority intervened. The envious man was declared ruler of a land he could never see, forced to govern without vision. The other man, though, though blind, was placed beneath the sea. Consideration ruling from the depth and the distance, the envious man would pay tribute forever. He would be in debt to this man forever, bound by secrecy, trapped by his own intent. Ìròsùn Méjì teaches that envy always miscalculates. In trying to diminish another, you diminish yourself. Leadership born from resentment collapses under its own weight. Integrity outlives ambition. Ìròsùn Méjì is not about fear, it is about awareness. It teaches that what you carry matters, that visibility requires protection, that depth demands humility, that sacrifice is not a punishment, it is a preparation. This Olódù reminds us that nothing meaningful comes without a cost, and nothing sacred survives without care. And most importantly, it teaches that not everything unknown is meant to be conquered. Some mysteries are meant to be respected and sacred. When I think about the envious man wanting to see his companion blind, it makes me think about how in this Olódù, individuals compare themselves to others in hopes to appear valuable or in hopes to appear successful or of a higher stature. And so they would pray against themselves whenever they're praying for the misery of another person, or for the misery of others to go through. And so it reminds me that, you can't really, you can't, when you're too busy focusing on what other people have, it means that you are not taking care of what you have. And so with the Olódù, I really, really appreciate this Olódù and how heavy it is, and the message that comes with it, speaking about taking care of yourself, honoring yourself, about regulating yourself and not giving up whenever times get hard. This message is very, very true, and I'm sure that there is a lot that one could take from it. So I hope that you were able to receive a message for it. And with that, I leave you with Ìròsùn Méjì, and thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day, and until then, Olódù.